Friends in Christ, Pastor Brian here. In the Northern Hemisphere, December 21st is the longest night, the winter solstice. It marks the shortest day of the year, the official start of winter, and that day is today. Tradition says that nature and all her creatures stop and hold their breath to see if the sun will turn back from its wanderings, if the days will lengthen, the earth will once again feel the sun's warmth. While Advent is a season of hope, Christmas is a season of joy, not everyone at this time of year feels hopeful or like celebrating. Those experiencing grief, illness, aging, depression, loneliness, unemployment, and loss. The Jesus who was born this Christmas Eve understands that life is not perfect, that it is messy and difficult and unfair, that life is hard. God is no stranger to suffering. God heard the cry of the Israelites in Egypt and saw their oppression. Jesus hung on the cross in excruciating agony. God is no stranger to sorrow. Jesus wept at the death of his friend Lazarus. He was moved with pity by those who suffered around him. God felt sorrow at the state of God's creation in the time of Noah. On this darkest day of the year, if this is your experience, I'm here to tell you that there is room for you here. That Christmas is for you, even if it is not the most wonderful time of the year. See, God does not float above our depression, our oppression, our sorrow, our pain, but rather comes to us, sits beside us, dwells there with us. God was present with Job on the ash heap of his best life gone so wrong. Psalm 139 reminds us that there is nowhere we can flee from God's presence. Even if we make our bed in the depths of Sheol, the place of the dead, God is there. The Apostle Paul reminds us that nothing, not height nor depth nor things past nor things to come, nothing can separate us from the love of God. Jesus embodies this promise of God in his name, Emmanuel, God with us. God is Emmanuel, with us, in all our sorrow, sickness, depression, and despair. And God does not leave us there, but gives us the gift of shalom, peace, wholeness. One that does not erase the harsh realities of this world, but which gives us a deep pool of stillness in our lives which nothing can disturb. A centering and wholeness that allows us to move through these times. And so on this longest night of the year, we acknowledge that those things seek to remove hope from us. We acknowledge their reality, the true effect they have on us and our lives. And on this longest night of the year, we affirm our trust that God is with us in our sorrow, in our depression, our illness, our pain, and that in God lies comfort, help, and hope. Our Christmas may not be what it might normally have been, but what it means lies even closer to our hearts. That in the child Jesus, we have a visible sign of God's love for us. God come down to be with us in the pain, struggle, and sorrow of life. God come down to show us that light still exists, that wholeness is coming, that hope is real. On this longest night, may you know Emmanuel, God with you. And may the peace of Christ, which surpasses all understanding, be yours this night and always. Amen.